What's going on, guys? It's Michelle again, and here we are for another edition of Sportsbook Revolution TV. I'll be your host today as we take a look at some of the hottest subjects in sports and sports betting from around the country. So where do we get started? That's an easy one because it's the beginning of December, and that means the end of another exciting year in college football and a look ahead to an exciting bowl season. Well, maybe not as exciting as in some years, but a bowl season nonetheless. First, let's revisit some of the action that took place over the weekend that set up our bowl game lineup, coming at us in just a few weeks. I guess if there was one observation about the college games this weekend, it would be all about determining the SEC team who would play Notre Dame for the national championship. I'm not sure it could have gotten more exciting than the Georgia-Alabama game in Atlanta last Saturday. After battling back and forth for 4 quarters, the Crimson Tide were able to slip by the Bulldogs 32-28 and put up over 350 yards on the ground to earn their spot in Miami this January. The Alabama win sets up what Vegas insiders believe will be the single largest college football betting event ever when they play Notre Dame for the national championship. Lines are already coming out of Vegas for the game, and they range anywhere from 7.5 to 10 in favor of Alabama. Other conferences wrapped up their seasons as well, but for the most part, they were pretty predictable. In fact, when playing against the spread, the favorites went 10-5 over the course of championship week. Florida State got by Georgia Tech, Wisconsin steamrolled Nebraska, and Stanford beat UCLA, all to take their conference titles and look forward to their bowl selection. And let's take a look at the bowl picture now that all the teams have been chosen. Outside of the BCS championship, there are a few intriguing matchups here and there, but for the most part, we're predicting some heavy favorites to win easily in their respective bowls. Even as we produce this sportscast, the early lines have 3 of the 5 major bowl games sporting double-digit figures. Here's the lineup. Florida State will appear in the Orange Bowl versus a Northern Illinois team that we're not even sure has been on TV this year. The Rose Bowl is featuring Wisconsin against a Stanford team that should have no problem winning. Florida takes on Louisville and New Orleans for a Sugar Bowl that should feature a heavy running game by the Gators and too much defense for the Cardinals to handle. And in the Fiesta Bowl, we may have the most interesting matchup outside of Bama and Notre Dame. It'll be Colin Klein and his K-State Wildcats up against the high-octane Oregon Ducks out in Arizona. We have a list of the other bowls posted on our blog at sportsbookrevolution.com. It's too early to release any definite odds, but we'll be looking forward to what Vegas thinks about the game soon enough. And before we leave college football, there is one fun wager we can look forward to this weekend, and that's the Heisman Trophy. After an up-and-down year for most Heisman hopefuls, we've come down to the final 3. Notre Dame's Manti Te'o, Texas A&M's Johnny Manziel, and Kansas State's Colin Klein. At 3-2 odds, our money is on Manziel to be the first freshman ever selected as a Heisman winner, and we're looking forward to seeing what shakes out on Saturday night. Wow, with all this college excitement, it's almost too easy to forget there were some other football games last weekend. For the NFL, it was business as usual in Vegas. Coming off a forgettable November, the sportsbooks bounced back on a weekend where the favorites only went 6-7-1 against the spread with surprising upsets coming from teams like the Colts, Steelers, Seahawks, Rams, and even the Redskins on Monday night. Looking forward to the upcoming Week 14, there's a bunch of matchups that look close, but perhaps none more interesting than next Monday's Patriots-Texans game. We'll have to see which of the 2 teams who have already taken their divisions can maintain their focus and bring home a win. Well, I think that's about all the time we have this week. Next week should be interesting as we cover some more NFL news and start getting into other popular betting sports like college basketball, the NBA, and even look overseas to the Champions League soccer. Have a good week, and I'll see you here next time on Sportsbook Revolution TV. Welcome to the revolution.